morning, Upper East Siders. Hope you had a good night's sleep, or at least a good night's play. In a city that never sleeps, it's important to always be alert, because if you blink, you might miss something, or someone.
Now we're on
Oh, we were just reading our
Yogi Teas.
Yogi tea. Michelle gave me a Clueless mug.
Sure did.
So cute. My Yogi tea says the brightness of your being is generated from within.
Now that's better. When she read it the first time, it was with such snark, and I said, that's beautiful. Mine says, the only constant is change.
Oh!
She felt it. She here.
Sorry. I took a sip and I inhaled it,
Inhaled it.
Inhaled it, the sip. But I liked that because change is the only thing that's constant. It's so perfect. Anyway, hey, chef's kiss. How many times can I say chef's kiss on this podcast? I say it enough. And when you podcast, you will know when you record and you edit yourself over and over and over again, and you're like, stop saying that word. Just stop saying it.
It has not been as bad as you think.
I know it hasn't. And you're yourself's worst critic, right?
Yes, but I edit you.
I know.
And so
it's fine. It's just when I just, it's like when you had that essentially. Remember when you were like essentially with everything? And then I adopted it. I was like essentially, and I would say essentially
that
for
was
everything.
our word, baby.
That was our word. I adopted it. And we couldn't get out of the rut. Anyway, hey, welcome back to another episode of 3 Gossip Girls, a Gossip Girl podcast. I am Liz.
And I'm Michelle.
Tonight we watched season 4, episode 8, Juliet Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Original air date November 8th, 2010. Written by Jean Leitenberg, directed by Patrick Norris. Summary for this week's episode: Chuck and Blair decide it's in their both best interest to put the past behind them and end their vindictive games. Nate confronts Juliet after discovering a secret she's been keeping from everyone. Dan and Nate realize they both still have feelings for Serena. I mean, this literally sounds like an episode we've watched already.
It sounds like every
week on season 4, I should say. This is the summary every single week. Writers, let's get together. Something needs to change. Something's got to give.
Like the Juliet stuff, interesting.
That is the only thing that's interesting. I could not care less about Chuck and Blair or the triangle of Nate, Serena, Dan. I cannot do it again.
At least with Chuck and Blair.
It's something a little different. Jeez.
Yeah, and they're back, right? So people are rooting for. It's like, oh, I want you guys to be together.
Right.
But this Padge and Nate and Serena, I mean, how many times are we gonna do this?
Tired. Like, it was tired 4 weeks ago. Excuse me. It was tired 4 weeks ago, and it's still tired. Like, this needs to end. And honestly, it's like there's no hope there's no hope for this. I really do not get it. I'd like to have a meeting with the writers.
Like, go take the DeLorean and go back in time.
Guys, let's go over this plan because it's not working.
It really feels like sloppy writing.
It does. And I hate to say that.
Me too, because I'm not a writer and I don't want to judge.
But why are this plot is not creative in any sense.
It also makes it very hard to get on board with Serena and her feelings, with Padge and his feelings, with Nate and everybody's just like, this one works for the time I'm in love with you. We're supposed to jump on board and ship you guys, but then we're supposed to ship you guys because you run in together, and then everyone's supposed to be moved on, and then everyone's back together.
Right. I mean, are we doing this so that we can show Nate and Dan finally like, epiphany moment. Serena is, our forbidden fruit. She's the one we can never have. And so maybe it's for them to finally have that realization of, okay, I need to move on. But like, why are we could have done this already.
Well, here's the thing. If this episode was the last one of
the triangle,
and in that moment at the last scene where we see Paige. That's a new one. That's a new one. Padge and Nate and Serena. Like, I would love if Serena chose no one. And if Padge and Nate were like, wow, bro, we can't keep doing this. and everybody goes their separate ways. And this is the episode that did that. And if that was the case, then fine. But I have a feeling
It's not.
It's not. You're here.
It's not, and I'm not okay with it because
gosh, that's bad.
I've watched up until mid episode 10, I guess, at this point. Yeah, I have a lot of words, and like I feel like I'm watching the same episode over and over and over again. And the little bit of glimpse of seeing what's happening with Juliet is the only savior of the episode. So that's just my take.
Great.
That's my hot take on this season so far. So I hate, if this is your favorite season, I hate to like shit on it.
Well,
because I'm not shitting on the whole series, the whole season as a whole, because I think it did start out nicely with the Paris stuff, and even I would take that Henry Prince bullshit.
Sure. It was fun,
and getting to know what's happening with Juliet. But it's the Nate, Serena, Dan. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore.
It's almost like Serena cannot be alone.
She
gets afraid, and you don't even see her get afraid, but we know she gets afraid. She literally walks out of I said literally, now I'm thinking of all the words we say. But she does. She gets out of that cab as soon as she breaks it off. And right away,
it is instantaneous.
Patch. I mean, not even a moment to think to yourself, maybe just walk home, then make the phone call in bed. You get out of the cab on the street of New York and give the call.
I know. And it really bothers me. It really bothers me. And I feel like Dan is sort of that way too. They've wrote his character a little bit like that. Oh, okay, I'm going to break it off with Vanessa, and immediately he's like still thinking about Serena as he's with Vanessa. I mean, we've seen this play out. And Nate, he's good at distracting himself from the whole situation, but given the chance, as soon as him and Juliet were done, he was like, Serena. It's like the three of them, they don't know how to be alone. And it's troublesome and worrisome, I should say.
I think Serena's the worst one.
Well, she's definitely the worst one.
She's
like unconsciously stringing them along.
Because we said we don't think she's aware.
She's not malicious. No. And this is why I have a problem with Vanessa in this episode and a problem with Jenny and whoever it is, because she's not malicious. She steps in shit and she always gets what she wants, but she's not malicious.
Yeah, I mean, Serena is not really even aware of...
She's not even
aware. She just makes bad choices when it comes to boys in her heart. She literally is a golden
retriever, and you just pet her head, and Serena's like, I love to be loved, and like, don't we all?
Yes. Right.
But it's frustrating as the audience to watch her and watch this whole triangle play out. But we will talk about it. Before we do, my glass full of gossip for tonight, titled Enemies with Benefits.
Lovely.
Which was a deliciously weird concoction of a drink, a bottled drink that I got at Uncle Giuseppe's yet again. That seems to be my place that I get my glass full of gossips lately. The company is called White Coffee Company. It was cold brew cascara, which I originally thought was cold brew coffee. And then Michelle and I sipped it and I'm like, this isn't coffee. It's tea, cold brew tea. Coffee, cherry tea, and green tea, like combined, and it has this X. And I was like, ooh, this is so good. Like X's, enemies, flavored toasted coconut and fig. So many flavors going on. And that's how I felt like Chuck and Blair were. So many.
This whole episode.
And everywhere. Yeah.
It was interesting, this drink.
It was interesting.
It was good. I finished
it. It was good. It was definitely good. I don't know if I'd buy it again.
Well, I don't know if I would.
But it was like fun to try. And
sure. Different. I always love trying the drinks that you bring. It would definitely not replace my cup of coffee.
Same. No.
But it was fun to try.
Tea never replaces my cup of coffee.
No, it's a different drink for me.
And people love green tea. They think it gives them the same... They probably gives them the same energy as coffee. I'm sorry, guys. You guys think that green tea gives energy?
It does.
It does. It's one of the most caffeinated teas. But it's... not my fave.
No, we've talked about it. Not to get into it, but coffee's just a different drinking.
It's a different palate.
Yeah, and also like a ritual and.
Oh yeah, it's ingrained in.
You hold it
in your.
And you smell it.
There's a whole process of drinking coffee, where I'm sure UT drinkers feel the same way about your tea.
We're tea drinkers right now.
We are, but you're more of a tea drinker than I am. The only time I ever drink tea is here. Or when Randy has tea all like twice a day and he's like, tea? And I'm like, yeah. And by the time he makes it, I'm like, I don't want it.
At night, I have a cup of tea every night. Herbal tea.
Doesn't it make you have to go to the bathroom before
Yes.
you go to bed?
Yeah, but I empty a couple of times. Now
Yeah,
that everyone knows
here
how
you
it goes.
go.
Gossip Girl. Let's do
Anyway,
it.
so to refresh everyone's memories on my 3 gossip boards for last week's episode, we had benefits, which Michelle had the light bulb moment during her little predicts that this was going to be chair, and it was chair. And then the triangle was 2 meanings, Nate, Serena, Dan, and Juliet, Vanessa, Jenny in the end. I was like, oh, good, double meaning. And then ballet, obviously. Ballet is
The event.
the event of the episode, which I loved. So we open up with a really kind of comical scene of Chuck and Blair hooking up. Unbeknownst to Serena, she goes into Blair's bedroom while Chuck is hiding under the covers, and Serena's going on and on about Colin, and Blair's like, please get out, please get out. I don't want to hear anything about Colin. You're a professor that you're not supposed to be dating. And Serena's like, I just want to be public and go on his arm at the ballet. And she really just wants this like normal public relationship, which not really looking good at this moment. And so Blair is trying to get her to leave so that Chuck can sneak out. And it seems that Chuck and Blair have had copious amounts of sex in the last, I don't know, week or two that we've saw them last. And, it's the friends or ex with benefits.
He's hiding under the blankets, which I called. I mean, it's so obvious.
She says something, oh, this duvet cover just won't go down. Or something. Yeah. So during this episode, Chuck and Blair are really trying their not hardest at all. They're really not trying at all to break it off, but they end up hooking up instead. Every single time they say they have to have a talk, they end up hooking up. Meanwhile, non-hooking up is Colin and Serena. They're still in this platonic stage and seem to be succeeding. And she desperately wants to be in the public eye with him and suggest, hey, how about we go to the ballet together? But he says that faculty will be there and he doesn't think it's a good idea. And so she's kind of prying like, well, was that enough for you just to be out in public that one time at, what was that, the Boom Boom Room party or whatever it was, or Blair's party, whatever. And he's like, no, but how about we go away for the weekend? And they can get separate rooms so that they're not breaking their agreement of sleeping together. And so Serena accepts this, of course, and she's excited to go home and pack. I'm already packing in my head. Did they tell us where they're even going? He said something about Pink Sands later on the episode.
Yeah, but they're flying because he got plane tickets. Yeah.
Cabo, Florida. I don't know.
Pink Sands?
Pink Sands. Yeah.
Aruba?
Maybe. Oh, God. What a
Bermuda.
Bermuda.
Bahama. Come on, pretty mama.
We finally got it. We got there. So they pull up to campus where Serena gets out of the car. And Dan sees her get out of this car with Colin in the back seat and puts 2 and 2 together that she's involved with him. And then at that point, Serena catches Chuck and Blair hooking up post-sex, and so all the secrets are coming to light. So Blair admits to Serena that, yes, I am having sex with Chuck. It's ex-sex. It doesn't mean anything. Enemies with benefits. And so Serena lectures her on having feelings for Chuck. We're not supposed to feel at all for him. And Blair says, well, I loathe him and he loathes me and the sex means nothing. And then Blair lectures Serena on Colin and her getaway and how she can't keep it in her pants pretty much. And so good luck trying to uphold your agreement. So later on, after Blair and Chuck have their final limo sex, well, not final, but the last hookup before the last scene.
Before they decide, right?
Yeah.
That they're not.
They both agree that they need to end it. It's going to be hard, but they need to end it. And they part ways. And Chuck immediately tells this limo driver, like, you need to get me 1,000,000 condoms because I'm going to have immersion therapy sex with Blair, which means that they're just going to have sex 1,000,000 times in 24 hours to get kind of sick of it. Like their bodies will be sick of it.
But that's Chuck's plan. And Blair's plan is not to not see Chuck
and
in 24 hours.
She's like, Dorota, you need to keep me away from Chuck. So not really seeing eye to eye and how to get over each other. Nor do they really want to get over each other.
No, they don't. This is just a game right now. I'm sure they're enjoying it.
Yeah, and
obviously.
one of my favorite scenes was Blair in the bathtub with the bubbles.
What a mood.
What a mood. I love this mood.
The vibe,
the macarons and the bubbles. And she's just like, Yeah, just yelling. It was comical and just a vision.
Is there any kind of fact of why the green macarons?
I don't know.
Is it pistachio? Is it green tea? I think
she might have had chocolate and then she switched over to the green, or the ones that Serena gave her. I immediately thought pistachio, but it could have been green tea.
Or matcha.
Right. Or matcha, yeah.
Because she was in the bathtub eating green, and then Serena gave her green.
Yeah.
So I wonder why green. Because out of all of them, I don't know if I would have chosen green.
Same. I wouldn't have. That's not my
Even
choice.
Even a color to put in the episode, I would have chosen like a bright pink or a lavender or something.
Yeah, I wonder why they chose that one. Maybe they do eventually tell you, or
why green.
Why, if that's Blair's favorite flavor or something.
Yeah.
So this mood of Blair in the bathtub, love this scene where then Serena comes in and they talk about their boy issues, but Serena said that she broke up with Colin after a conversation with Dan, which we'll get to later on, but Blair and her are having this like girls pep talk, like, we don't need guys and we're going to be strong and not settle for anything less than the best. So then Chuck shows up in Blair's room to have sex with her in her robe, which I thought was really freaking funny.
It was funny.
Yeah. And so to distract the two of them, Dorota comes in and tells Blair that Colin is downstairs. Now he's there to see Serena, but Blair makes it as Colin is her date to the ballet, and Chuck's confused about this, but he just still tries to get her to have sex, and they part their ways. So, and then a shocking scene of after Colin and Serena decide that they're not gonna be together. Serena immediately calls Dan to invite her to be her guest at the ballet. Just go alone, sweetie. Just go alone.
I don't understand. And so didn't we had a scene earlier with Padge and Rufus talking over waffles?
Yes.
And he's like, why don't you just call her?
Meet
just have
for
a
coffee.
Conversation about it. And he's like, I don't really know what's going on. And then that's when he sees the book. Everyone's reading Colin's book.
Yes.
He was on what show was he on? The news? He was on a morning show or night show or something.
Something of the sort. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So speaking of Dan, he and Vanessa are still living together, but they're friendly.
Sure.
And Vanessa sees that Dan is reading Colin's book because Serena is crazy, professionally, of course, about Colin. And so Dan decided to pick up his book. And then he's mentoring Serena. Vanessa's having a really hard time hearing Serena's name since she was called out at the Hamilton party for, sending the email from to Serena's professor. And so she's just still upset about that.
I get it.
And everyone's excommunicated themselves from her. Nate doesn't return her phone calls. And Dan says, well, he doesn't return mine either because I stole that treaty last week. So Dan, as we said, heads over to Rufus's to have breakfast. Nobody's there. They're looking at colleges again, something of the sort. And so this is when Rufus says, you and Serena should get coffee, talk it over. And because Dan is just I don't know how Serena feels. I feel something. What? Really? You don't know how Serena feels? You know how you feel because you felt this way since episode 1 of this season. I mean, I'm sure before that even, before that. But how you feel, Dan. And she keeps dating other guys,
but also,
and she's not choosing you.
She has invited you to things and then doesn't follow through.
No, this a couple of times already.
Yes, we've seen it,
and she does that to Nate.
Right, you guys are her fallback,
her
comforts,
yes,
friends.
And he's like, I don't know how she feels, and it's like, he's like, has Lily mentioned her dating anyone? Hi, Padge, come on. Come on, dude.
And the thing is, again, Serena, maybe she doesn't. Here's where I'm like, is Serena
Does she
very
not
naive?
know?
Does she not know that Padge and Nate are in love with her? But
she
they have said it. And Blair has said it the whole time in Paris. You got to choose one. You got to choose one. You know how these boys feel about you. So when you call them and ask them for
it's not good
dates, they're going to get excited and get their hopes up.
Yes. And that upsets me and pisses me off, thinking that she's very loosely using them to whatever she needs for that day or week.
I feel that she actually is just not aware of it, and she knows in her heart she's not using them, but she's not realizing it comes off that way.
Right.
And she's like, I love you guys because you're, and it's like, well, it's a different kind of love.
Is this a runaway bride situation?
I think this is what we have on our hands.
You know? Like,
Yeah. She's
they're
not
just
aware.
this person that the whole town is like, wow.
She's charming
great.
and she's sweet and she's beautiful.
And
I'd
when
be in
she
love with her
talks,
too.
it seems like she's flirting with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That's just her. That's Serena.
She's Maggie Carpenter.
That's what it is. So later on, Dan catches Serena with her professor, as we said, and he sits down with her and he gives her this lecture on her getting involved with her professor. And I'm like, excuse me, Miss Carr.
Yeah,
You got involved with your teacher and you were younger and it was way more inappropriate. But whatever.
He loves explaining.
He does. And Dan tells Serena that it seems as though she's sacrificing more than Colin. Like, he doesn't make a point to quit his job or be the one that shows publicly that they're together, and Serena shouldn't be treated this way. And then he goes on about how when they were together and how he treated her. And I'm like, okay, fair that you're giving her good advice, but you're giving her the good advice to make it highlight you, you know? Like, this, I wouldn't have done that if we were together. When we were together, it's like, you don't need to add that in there. You don't need to add it.
You're just doing so you look good. And
yeah, you could just give her the friendly advice and don't need to have an ulterior motive.
Right.
And then obviously the advice sticks with her because she does break it off with Colin, saying that it's bad timing and how come we don't show people in public. And it really bothered her that they were going to take separate flights, completely different times, completely different rooms. It bothered her. Like, but also, like, you're not supposed to be having sex, guys.
And also, I assumed that this is like a week later, days later.
Yeah.
You guys made the decision that you're not going to do anything.
Right. There's only like maybe 5 weeks now left of the semester.
And Serena, she made the choice last week. She didn't want to sleep with him. And she's like, I think we should wait.
We should wait.
And they kissed.
Right.
So you know what's happening. You know what's at stake here.
Right. And so it upset her, and Dan got in her head. Blair got in her head. She got in her own head. And so she ended it with him temporarily. So before we head to the ballet, let's talk about Juliet, aka the good stuff of the episode. So Juliet goes to Colin's to steal back her hidden camera that she has placed in his apartment, and she and Colin start discussing Ben. Now we're getting to know some more things about Ben and how Juliet promised Colin she wasn't going to speak with Ben. And it's very obvious that Colin thinks that Ben is guilty of whatever crime he is in jail for.
We learned two things.
Yes, we
He's
did.
26 and he was a teacher.
He was a teacher and he's 26, exactly. And so Juliet says he didn't do it. She claims he did not do it. Whatever this thing is, he didn't do it. And then Colin says, well, you're the only one that seems to believe that. Like, you're the only one out of our whole family that believes that Ben is innocent.
26 teacher has to do it, Serena.
That's all we know about Ben.
She ruined his life.
That is literally all we know about Ben at this moment in time. And then Colin tells her, if you keep talking to Ben, I'm going to cut you off. Your income is going to be gone. So while that's going on, Nate, he heads to what he thinks was Juliet's apartment to give her back some of her stuff, which is like, how long were you guys actually together?
What stuff?
What stuff? Underwear? Like, I don't know.
If that,
you just throw it away at that point.
A scrunchie.
Yeah, it's just.
I'm assuming.
It's not like she was living. Was she living at the Empire
Maybe
for like briefly?
There?
Anyway, he goes and the doorman says, "There's no one by that name here. I've worked here for 8 years," and so Nate now knows Juliet is lying about something else. So then Nate goes to see Vanessa and admits that he should have believed her all along because clearly Juliet is lying. And so Vanessa's like, yeah, let's go, clear my name and show the world and our small, tiny friend group, if you can call it that I was telling the truth. As long as Padge and Nate believe you, why do you need to do this? But I'll get into it because I have words.
Nate didn't believe her up until this
moment. So now that scared me.
Yeah.
Now he does believe her. And so they are on a mission to go figure out what else Juliet is up to. So during this time, Juliet calls a scheduled meeting with the dean so she can show the dean the photos of Serena and Colin. She doesn't go through with it, but she was planning on showing the dean these photos. So after that, Nate calls Juliet. They meet up, and Nate is distracting her while Vanessa is searching through her apartment, or trying to find her apartment at least. And Nate tells Juliet, like, I know the gig's up. I know you're lying. I went to your place. You don't live there. And so she ends up admitting that she's poor. And like, as the audience, you're like, okay, yeah, I believe that, because it's clearly that she is. She needs money from her cousin to pay for her apartment and her schooling, and she doesn't cut the tags off of her clothing, and she returns, and like, it makes sense. And Nate feels badly for her because he's been there when Hallie was ran away from his sentence or whatever it was, them trying to find him.
He's been there.
They lost everything, and so he sympathizes and texts Vanessa, let's call off the investigation. She told me the truth. But Vanessa's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to check her apartment a little bit longer. And she goes digging. She finds the pictures of Serena and Colin on Juliet's computer.
Right. Where is the board?
I guess
where is
the
that
board down
board with all the strings?
I know.
And
would have been
heads? Good. Why couldn't Vanessa find that?
I guess it would have been. It's not where they were going with Juliet. I think they were trying to show a better light on her, and so.
Yeah.
I mean, they're ultimately pegging Vanessa to be the bad guy in this situation.
Right.
Which she ends up almost following through with. But so she finds these pictures and she's like, this is great. I'm going to use it to my advantage because then everyone will know I wasn't lying about Serena with her professor. I'm like, but now then you're admitting to the fact that you were the one that sent the email when you weren't.
Right.
So, what? I don't get that. So then Juliet goes to see Colin quickly to tell him that she's cutting off all ties with Ben. She got a second chance with Nate, and she's not going to give that up. She's sick of getting nothing in return from her brother. And then Juliet talks about how hard it will be to give up on Ben, and this is when she tells him, quote, that when Ben got his teaching position, it was the best moment of his life. And then Colin says, well, he's not that person anymore. So then now we find out his occupation, his age, and then Juliet arrives back to her place to find Vanessa there. And Vanessa admits, I don't care if that you're lying. I am more interested in ruining Serena Vanderwoodson's life than yours.
Wait. Can we just rewind? What did you think about the fact that Juliet tells Colin, I'm no longer going to do this for a boy I like.
Yeah.
And he's giving me a second chance.
Yeah.
So this is showing her in a light.
Yeah, like Nate is rubbing off on her in a good way. She doesn't want to continue the path
and
of what her brother...
And I genuinely believe her.
I genuinely believed her too. But then she was made a fool of.
Well, sure, yeah. But at that moment, I believed her.
I believed her too. And I think it's clear that Ben has this like control over her, and this is his mission, and she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I like Nate, and these people aren't so bad, and I just want to be with Nate.
Right. Okay. So
and now it doesn't look good because now she has this evidence of Serena.
Right. So we flash forward,
and Vanessa's like, I'm not even going to call you out on it. I'm going to use it for Serena's benefit.
Right. So we flash forward to Vanessa, and Vanessa wants to take down Serena so much more than she wants to take it.
Right. And Juliet's like, I'm over that.
Yeah, like,
we're not going to use these photos.
But hey, in Vanessa's defense, right? She's like, why all of a sudden the change in mind?
Right. Because of Nate. She knows it's because of Nate.
But you can't wrap your head around that. It's like, imagine having a vendetta out and you finally find someone who can like be on your side. Vanessa's alone. And then they have a change of heart. It makes you even want it more. Like, I need to tunnel vision.
Yes.
So I see Vanessa's side here.
And I have a very hard time sympathizing with her. And I'm the first to tell you that I didn't hate Vanessa. No, and I don't hate Vanessa.
I still don't hate her. I see where she's going. I understand it. It sucks that she's wrapped up. When we talked with Will about this, and we talked with our other guests.
Everyone, yeah.
Vanessa would be a great character if she wasn't stuck in this world. She gets wrapped up.
She gets easily manipulated by her emotions in this world. And so she tells Juliet, yeah, okay, and she takes the drive. You know, Juliet doesn't realize that she took this. And Juliet deletes the photos from her computer, but Vanessa still has the proof and the evidence in this drive.
Which clearly you saw her take the drive.
Right? I was like, she showed you the drive. But whatever. So now the fun begins at the ballet. Everyone's arriving. Dan arrives, sees Serena from afar. And so he spots the gorgeous Serena from afar. And he's like, oh man, this is my chance again. I'm going to be with Serena. And Nate shows up with Juliet. And Nate's like, you're Serena's date tonight? Yeah, I was her date last week. She's just using you to make Colin jealous. And I love it. And as they're speaking and having this like silly, petty argument, Colin meets up with Serena and tells her, hey, I quit for you. I'm sick of hiding our relationship in front of everyone. And they kiss in public and everyone's like, ah. And Dan's like obviously hurt because I thought she liked me and I was coming as her date.
You quit?
You quit.
Your
Dude,
job.
You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot.
For this chick who you barely know.
2 weeks, if that.
She's
3 weeks.
19.
Let's give it a month. I'll push it. Let's give it a month. You're really going to quit your job?
This us not believing in romance? Because I love romance.
No, I love it too.
But this I can't get on board with.
No, and I think it's because we've been there, done that. If this was like the first and last time Serena's ever gone through it, I maybe would be like, oh, that's cute. But this is literally, I said it last week, it's trip 2.0. They have to be in private with their relationship. They have to go away, be away from the world. Or do you want to be in public with me? Oh, leave you. I'm your mistress. It's like the same type of situation. And I don't really care and I don't feel this connection. I don't feel any connection.
It's too quick.
It's too quick. And I don't think that him quitting his job, I mean, he's the one who told her in the beginning, hey, maybe don't take my class because we're feeling something here. And now you're going to quit your job for this 19-year-old that you don't know anything about, who, mind you, has ruined his family. He doesn't know that.
He doesn't, and he probably
wait till he finds that out.
I can't wait to find out too, because I'm
Right.
sure it's not that big of a deal.
Exactly. Dan is so upset by Serena's choices. And so Serena sees that Dan's upset. She goes after him, explains that Colin quit his job for me. I didn't know. And Dan's like, so what happens now? And then he says, why do I even ask? Why are you even asking?
You know, bro.
You know what she's going to say. She's not going to say anything, actually. She's just going to let him down easy. Colin and I are together. We have this connection. Sorry, Dan. I invited you as a friend.
And well, it's a brother. How about you?
As a brother.
Invited your brother.
You're my brother, my date. I needed some support.
I mean, he told you he should move mountains for you. Do a grand gesture. He does it.
He does it. And Dan is obviously upset because now Colin did it, but he did it later than Serena expected him to do it. And so therefore she invited Padge with her to this event. And he gets this idea this is our moment. We're getting back together. But would you really want to be getting back together when she's literally pretty much involved with someone else? Yeah.
Right.
So even though she does, I don't even remember if she does actually say to him, I broke it off with Colin, but he assumes that, I guess, by her phone call to him, come with me to the event.
No, I think she did say she broke it off.
Did she?
Colin.
Okay. So he thinks this is my end. It works so quickly like that. Yeah. I'm like, Dan, just empower yourself. Get over Serena.
And also,
be just feel good about yourself, dude.
You know how Serena operates. So why would you want to be?
It could have been anyone. That could have been Nate.
Oh, well,
it
yeah.
could have been
that was
anyone.
last week.
It could have been Trip. It could have been
anyone.
Whoever else. Army Hammer, whoever it is.
Ugh,
it could have been anyone, and she would have called Dan next on the list, as he said, and then she would have gotten back together with said person because that's just Serena, and she always falls back on Dan and Nate because it's easy and it's comfort, and it's not right, and it sucks for the two. Yeah. And I hope they eventually learn the lesson.
I don't know.
Yeah, not soon enough. Blair and Chuck arrive at the ballet. They have some silly banter back and forth, and Blair uses Serena's and Colin's story and tries to pass it off as her own to Chuck, who obviously doesn't believe her. And then Vanessa arrives, and she heads over to Nate, and she's like sass. She's like, sorry, Nate. I have evidence that's going to expose Serena. Juliet had it. So now Nate knows that Juliet was up to something with Serena. So now he's like, oh, come on. oh, well, I guess it was too good to be true. And like, Vanessa's like, I'm going to use this and tell the dean that Serena has been dating her professor. I'm like, why are we doing this at the ballet?
You don't even go here.
You don't even go here. It's Mean Girls. She doesn't even go here.
She doesn't. And why would you do this at an event?
A public event where the dean is like, I am trying to relax.
But also, there's no computer that she's going to plug in to see.
So
it's
true.
on a freaking hard drive.
You're absolutely right. I didn't even think about that. Like,
where are we plugging this in?
Right? They're
You're
gonna like
proof, but you have to figure it out on your own.
Right? They're like having the curtain call, like, okay, it's time to go, and everyone's gonna surround a little
What
like,
she
computer.
should have done is plugged it at home and print them out and give it to her if she had to like present it at the ballet.
Right?
Vanessa.
She really didn't think that through.
No.
Or the writers didn't really think that through. But Juliet actually interrupts Vanessa as she's about to go to the dean. And Vanessa's excuse is, I have been losing to Serena van der Woodsen for 3 years and I'm sick of it. And I'm like, wow. Like, this isn't Cher, the craziness of them. And as I said before, like, I feel like Serena is this like golden retriever who always gets what she wants and doesn't really have to work very hard for it. And I know that may suck to watch as someone else who doesn't necessarily get things that easily. But I can't remember her directly doing anything to Vanessa.
Well, because she kissed it.
It's because she pissed Padge, but also that's on Padge.
It is.
I mean, it sucks because Serena and her were like friends, and I put that very loosely in quotations. Yeah. But I'm just like, she's like, well, now everyone's going to know that I was telling the truth. And I'm like, okay, so now, but as I said before, like, Dan knows you're telling the truth. Nate knows you're telling the truth. You don't care about Chuck and Blair, and you don't care about Serena. So why do you need to do this?
Well, probably just to shove it in your enemy's face. But Serena doesn't even know you're really your enemy.
Serena's so innocent to it all. She's like, wait, why are you doing this to me?
And Serena's so wrapped up in her love situation with, she doesn't even care.
She doesn't even care.
And that probably makes it worse because at the end of the day, Vanessa is just kind of a sad person. It's usually what this all comes down to. It's jealousy and sadness.
She's jealous, yeah.
You're not happy with yourself. And the fact that your best friend, who became your boyfriend, chose Serena twice now, always chooses.
Yeah.
It's you, Serena.
Right. Totally. And so as Juliet and Vanessa are talking, Vanessa gets so upset that Juliet's not on her side that she tells her, Nate set you up. I have the text message to prove it. And so Juliet's so hurt by that she decides to help Vanessa with telling the dean. And so this throws everyone into a tizzy. The dean is so annoyed because everyone's blaming everyone for everything. Juliet calls out Colin. Like, Colin's the one that's been having an affair with Serena. And the dean isn't happy because we know Colin resigned his position, but she's upset that it was because of Serena, because Serena is scandalous on the campus. She was known as the girl who was going to trade sex for grades, even though that wasn't true, which freaking sucks. And then Blair decides she's going to take the drive and she throws it in her drink and she backs up Serena saying that it was all her and Colin. And which was great. And then Chuck comes over and he's like, yeah, I'm obsessed with Blair and I keep tabs on her all the time. And this is true. And the dean is like, okay, guys, I'm going to go enjoy the show because this is absolutely ridiculous.
They're so annoying.
Such like
children.
This poor dean just wants to enjoy the ballet. And so she's like, without proof, I can't do anything. And Juliet's like, Blair down the proof. But again, you guys were going to watch it at the ballet? No. So then Colin runs after Juliet, who's clearly upset. And he's like, I can't believe you were taking photos of me. How dare you? And she's like, I told you not to get involved with Serena van der Woodsen. Which is like, no, you didn't. I guess because she's a student, just as she's spinning it. But also like,
but did we see that happen?
I mean, in this episode, she does say, well, who are you? You're getting involved with Serena.
But I mean,
right. But he's so upset that he completely cuts her off and he says, you're pretty much dead to me, just like Ben is.
It also doesn't warrant of saying you shouldn't get involved with the student, Serena. It makes no sense of why she would go behind, like do that to him and cut him off.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense to him. and
Right.
an
He's like,
outsider.
why would you do that? Like, why would you do that to me?
Cut off everything.
I did everything for you.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't get it, and he won't. And then after he's done with her, our non-judgmental breakfast club comes out, and they're like pointing fingers at Juliet. They call her out for everything that she's done. Even Nate says he cannot trust her ever again. And they have these like God complexes again. Like, you're not going back to Colombia. If we see you there, pain's going to happen.
There'll be consequences. I'm like, Chuck, where'd you come from and why are you here?
No, but
Like, nice to see a foursome, I guess, like friendship, but also
Chuck, you're not involved at all. He's the only one that is not involved
Not
at all.
involved.
Not even close. So they're pretty much kicking Juliet out of Colombia. And then Serena and Colin, they have a car ride back to wherever. And Colin apologizes to Serena about Juliet, and he admits that their family history is complicated. And we're like, please go into that. But he doesn't, of course.
no.
And then Serena, she's like, Colin, actually, I was running away from something and I ran right into you. And at this moment, Colin's like ready to like throw in the towel. Like, yes, I'm ready to be with you, Serena. And she's like, but I'm not ready to be with you. I'm so sorry you gave up a teaching position for me. I feel so badly about that. Really?
But here's the thing.
I mean, he did it on his own.
She did not ask him to do that.
She didn't.
That's all on him.
It's all on him. And he doesn't even care. He's like, I didn't like teaching that much anyway. I'm just going to go back to being the bachelor. And she's like, but you should have someone that you treat right and don't be a cab girl. I'm like, what is happening? It's like now you guys are all of a sudden like friends and that's it. Like, why did I waste my fucking time on this?
We didn't love it or ship it at all.
No.
But it also is completely in her MO to remain friends with an ex and end on good terms. I'm telling
And
you,
like
Runaway
not
Bride.
and
This
not
is so like Runaway Bride.
understand like why that's not okay
But
for
he-
them.
Right, but he's okay with it.
No, he seems to be okay with it. And they kind of like kiss on the cheek, like, oh, see you
and
whenever.
she thanks him.
Yeah.
So now, are we supposed to have this huge revelation that she was talking about Padge? I was running from something, but now I realized. And then she
Maybe.
gets out. It's like, you need to
Maybe.
go home. Take your shoes
You
off.
need to marinate.
Draw back. Have some macarons. And think about it.
And
Be alone.
but she doesn't. And she not even gets the other foot out of the cab. Picks up the phone, leaves Dan a voicemail. I'm going to wait outside my building for you for as however long as it takes, as corny as that may sound. I'm like, oh, Serena, what are you saying? And of course you see Padge, he's listening to this, he's giddy, he leaves immediately. But then as she's like leaving this voicemail, Nate shows up and he's like, I've been walking around all night trying to clear my head. I ended up here. I love how they always say that. And I just ended up here. And I just have this gut feeling that if Juliet didn't come between us, that something would still be here. Michelle slammed her face on the mic. Nate, really? Really, Nate? You're the but you just watched Serena use, with light air quotes, Dan, and complain how she's just trying to make Colin jealous with Dan. Like, like what she was doing, even though maybe she didn't know she was doing it.
She didn't.
And then you're like, but it's me. I'm willing to do that.
But
with
also
you.
last week, you were the pawn. You were the best friend who was there for her. And that's all you were. That's all she saw you as.
All she saw you as. And I think still does. There's something with Padge maybe she feels more strongly about,
Yeah.
I think. Obviously, she called him first. Or I don't know if she would have called Nate if Dan, didn't show up or whatever it was. But as Nate's confessing, like, I miss you. Let's, I want to know how you feel. Dan comes out of the car and sees them. I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot do this anymore.
I hope we pick up right where we left off. In that scene. I don't care about the chair scene.
Oh, no, I don't care about that either. Speaking of the chair scene, really quickly, they are like so giddy and happy that they took down Juliet. It's like this is their foreplay.
Of course.
And they're going on about how many times have they taken people down, and they're starting to form a friendship. in quotations, because really then they
Sure.
end up hooking up again.
Yeah, but it's different. It's romantic.
It's more romantic,
it's
yeah.
not sneaking around. It's like it's not as
It's-
attacky,
yeah,
turning you into
right.
a vampire like last week's chair scene.
Yeah. I'm wondering, actually, if anyone can let me know, do you care at this point? Do you care about Chuck and Blair?
I'm sure people do. They love Chuck and Blair.
I mean, I want our listeners to reach out and like, did you get excited for Chuck and Blair to kiss and go upstairs? I just want to know.
I wanna know
because
that too.
I'm not excited. It didn't even faze me, to be honest. But then our last scene, which is so good, Juliet is Skyping with someone who states they have mutual enemies. And Michelle's just like, is this Jenny? And they pan to Jenny, and there she is in the flesh, and she's so happy. And she believes that Juliet is only crazy because the Upper East Side has made her that way. And we pan out a little bit more, and you see Vanessa sitting there, and their girls kind of just like end it like, what did you have in mind?
Okay, so
This trio is so good.
it is a great,
It's
great,
so good.
great trio. And I'm so happy, Vanessa, that you have a friend.
Right?
And Jenny has always been
And
on your
they all
side.
need friends. Yeah, Jenny and Vanessa have
They're
a
like
good relationship.
sisters, right? So I said to Liz, I'm like,
Do
well,
they
I would-
say something about taking down Serena?
I thought so, but
I
maybe
think
you
they
said
do.
mutual people. Even
I think
so,
they did say
Jenny
it.
wants to take down Blair, as we know.
Yes, she
She's
hates Blair.
associated with Serena, but why would she do that with a family like Lily? I don't.
She doesn't. Serena and her haven't seen eye to eye since before Jenny even sent the blast of Serena and Dan together. They were having their moments
Yeah, and
ever since like the Nate stuff, because Jenny was super jealous of Serena with the Nate,
Right, I
and
guess
yeah,
so.
like they just.
but maybe it
have
could
a
just go
strain.
hand in hand. Of I can take down Blair, you can take down Serena,
Right.
And Vanessa's like, let's just
work.
take down both because I'm here for it, and take down the Upper East Side.
She wants to do whatever she can just to get revenge.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the episode. Great last scene. And I was excited. I know all of our patrons were really excited for Michelle to see that. So I will be posting
I
some little
I didn't
tidbit,
realize you were filming me. I was cursing and profanity was coming out of my mouth.
some little tidbit videos for our patrons to see from our our watch, because it was really funny. But we will be right back with some segments.
Hey, this is Book of Lies podcast, where we talk about liars, cheats, and thieves.
Yeah, we do. We release a new episode every Tuesday on all major podcast players. We talk about, like she said, liars, cheats, and thieves.
Scammers, fraudsters, and dirty, rotten scoundrels.
Oh yeah, we keep it real with ya. We like to have a lot of fun. There's curse words involved, so no kids are allowed. But check us out. We would love you to join us.
On your favorite podcatcher.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for the sunshine you gave.
All right, welcome back from break. Let's start out with measly trivia.
Measly.
Measly. 7.9 on IMDb.
Okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
And when Vanessa sneaks into Juliet's apartment, she receives a text from Nate, making her phone go off. When we see the close-up of her phone, it shows that it's on silent, meaning it would have not made any noise. Just a little goof there. We had some music by Pony, Leo Delabes. Sorry, guys. Leo Delabes. The drums. I am going to butcher the shit out of this one. Piotr Ilik Taslavsky.
Sounds right.
The 88 and Kendall Johansson. All right, some questions for us tonight. Let's start with Will. Will. He says, when will Ben's secret be out in the open?
I don't know, Will, but I think you know.
Will knows it all.
Will does know it all. When will... Okay.
Let's get a Michelle determination of the episode
We
number.
want- For the end of 410.
410. All right.
Because
So
you haven't been there yet.
I haven't been there yet. So like 2 episodes.
End of day.
Mike, do you feel badly for Juliet in this episode? I did for a hot sec. Not when when she was telling Nate that she was poor, because honestly, I didn't feel badly for her there. But when she was trying to be better and tell Colin, like, I'm doing this for Nate because I really care about him, I felt badly that it kind of didn't go in her favor.
Maybe when we find out more about Ben and I reflect.
Right. I will have more of an opinion.
Maybe I'll look back and be like, wow, I did feel bad for her. You know, the day where I rewatched this series.
Oh, okay. No, but maybe when
in all
we do
seriousness,
find out what Ben and Juliet were up to, what this whole thing was about,
Yeah.
we will feel differently.
Yes.
I don't know, guys, because I haven't been there
Yeah,
yet.
so fun.
So fun. If you were Vanessa, would you have shared the photos, or would you have told Serena to get your friends back? I guess like blackmail her. Like, I have these photos, like, everyone be nice to me, or I'll show the dean. That's hard. I would not do that.
This is really tough. I think Vanessa.
I still wouldn't show the
No,
photos.
I wouldn't either. But she has it up. She is in the fire red
She can't see
zone
anything. Yeah.
of herself, and she just needs to get revenge. So
you can't go back from it. Like,
No.
she can't get herself out of this. So I understand why she is doing it.
yeah,
But it also bothers me that she is doing it. Even though I am not Team Serena, guys. Everyone knows this.
yeah.
I don't feel like Serena deserves all of what she's given
No,
from these
especially
people.
because she has no idea what's happening in the background.
She has no idea.
She's just preoccupied with these boys.
Right. And that's like probably why everyone hates her. Like, she doesn't even have a care in the world about what's happening
She
with
doesn't even
everyone else.
understand what's happening or going on. That's
Yeah.
why people are upset.
Right. Mike says, Michelle, what is your predict for Jenny, Vanessa, and Juliet at the end?
I am so excited for this. I hope it's just next week. I hope Jenny comes back. I can see the 3 of them sneaking around. I want like the 3 of them hovering over, a board or something, and they're going to connect the lines. But here's the thing. If Gossip Girl is going to narrate all of this, then I hope that gives us then Gossip Girl is truly involved. And that just messes up a lot of things.
Yeah, it does mess up a lot
Do you know
of
what I mean?
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. So
Yeah.
we can talk about that in After Dark.
We shall see.
Audrienne Marie asks if we thought the opening scene with Cher was funny, even though we're not a fan. I did think it was funny.
Yeah, it reminded me of in Friends
Yeah.
with Chandler and Monica in
Oh
the
my
bathtub.
God. Yeah, my fave.
Hold your breath.
And
Fried
he's like,
chicken.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
I love
Yeah.
that. I loved
It was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Lisa says, why didn't Serena ask Colin why Juliet hated her and why their family is so messed up? And so I responded to Lisa via email, and I said, Colin doesn't know what is going on with Serena and his family. He has no idea.
No, he's not tuned
Because
in.
if he knew her name, then he would, if he knew about her and he heard her name, be like, oh, that's Serena Vanderwoodson. I know what she did to my family, whatever that means.
But I feel that maybe the whole family doesn't know what she did.
Who she is.
Yes, I think
It's just strictly Ben and Juliet.
Yeah.
And somehow Serena got Ben arrested. Right?
Yeah.
That has to be his vendetta. Like, she got me arrested, Juliet and him think he's innocent of something, but it's all Serena's fault, and she needs to have everything taken away from her like it was for me. It's so, I just want to know already.
Yeah, me too.
She had made a prediction, because she's also new, that this has to be the downfall of Vanessa teaming up with Juliet and Jenny to take down Serena. Like, this must be the moment that all of these Gossip Girl viewers are like, this is when it changed for me for Vanessa.
Sure.
We'll see.
Yeah. I hear you though, Elise. That's a really good point.
Yeah. Vic asks, what does Jenny have against Serena? Kind of like what we're wondering. Like, is she out to get Serena as well?
I think it's
just the
Blair.
Upper East Side.
And I think it's Blair's the queen. We'll take down Serena. That's great.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can come with it too.
Right. Why does Serena keep flirting with Padge if she's with Colin? It's a question
She
I'd love to know. She doesn't know.
know.
She doesn't
She
know she's doing
doesn't.
it. She doesn't know.
I really think has no clue.
She's just that person that you see in shows and movies, or even in your real life, maybe. If you have a person that you know that is like this, let us know, because I don't necessarily think I know someone who is so deeply like so unconscious of how they come off to people or how they like present themselves to someone who could be attracted to
it
them.
crosses the line between friendly and flirty.
It does.
And there can be a fine line. And I think Serena, it's just her personality.
It's like she thinks she's being friendly,
and
but
charming.
It's, but
very
it's flirty.
charming. Yeah.
That's all our questions for tonight.
Thanks, guys.
What about some fashion? I didn't have any headbands this week.
I had no headbands.
Okay. I liked Serena's gray sweater and patterned skirt with the tights in the first scene.
Yes. I liked Serena's blazer.
I did also like Serena's blazer. I liked Nate's brown jacket.
Yeah, and I like Vanessa's moto jacket.
Yeah, that was cute. I didn't mind Blair had a plaid jacket with buttons, like big gold buttons on it.
Serena's robe.
Love Serena's tie-dye robe.
Yeah.
I loved, again, Chuck and Blair's robe. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. All the dresses at
All
the
of
ballet.
them. I loved every single dress
Gorgeous.
at the ballet.
Gorgeous.
And I like Dan in a gray peacoat with the collars up like Edward Cullen. I'm into that.
Pretty cute.
He looks pretty good. I said, hey, Dan and Nate at this event at the ballet, I was like, I would have a hard time choosing. Thirst is ticking up.
Yeah.
All right. What about quotes?
Yes. Ladies knock.
Ladies should knock, but Rihanna in the chat said Serena's not a lady. Like the bass that ate the canary.
Life is tough. Get a helmet.
You are worth more than a guest lecture fee. Ooh.
The only way to be done with this is a bassectomy.
Yep, I love that. I hope you did your yoga. This thing could go on for a while. Ugh.
If the KJB can't get me to talk, Chuck Bass can.
Yeah, a lot of our patrons had that. Face it, at the end of the day, you were an outsider just like me. Ooh.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
And then enemies with benefits.
That's all I had.
MVP and shittiest. I have a blue ribbon, I think, and an MVP.
I have a strong MVP. My shittiest I struggle with.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, MVP.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, the
Blair.
Dean.
Oh, Dean. That's a good one.
I chose a Dean, but my blue ribbon does go to Blair only for that one scene where she throws a drive and she gives in and says that she took the blame for Serena.
I felt in this episode we saw all the reasons why one would love Blair.
Yes.
Her
hunger
quotes.
level, her hunger.
Yeah, her quotes, the way her self-care level, standing up for her friends. I mean, literally taking the blame.
She took it, yeah. And she
Which
knew
stride?
because the Dean has her eye out on her too.
Yeah. Yep.
So she's like, why would I risk my career at Columbia to have a lie about me?
I feel like she has been so tightly wound up that Chuck has loosened her for all the sex. And so now Blair is like, I can breathe.
I almost feel that way too.
Huh.
Like, oh, okay, I'm back into like having some sort of normalcy and feelings again for Chuck.
Like if this was Blair every episode,
I would love
I could
it.
see myself absolutely loving Blair.
Yeah, she
for
definitely
Blair.
didn't frustrate me at
No.
all in this episode.
No, she was great. So MVP goes to Blair.
I think that's great. And I picked the Dean just because she was like, I don't need this shit at the ballet. And she
Also-
tells them all off. Yeah.
Also a mood that I can
She's
get
a
behind.
mood. Oh my God. She's a mood in herself.
Yeah.
Will picked Vanessa for finally. He's like, I would never normally do this, but I loved how she stood up for herself. Audrey and Marie picked our non-judgmental breakfast club just as they were taking down Juliet. And Vic and Tish also picked Blair like you. Shittiest. Yeah.
I really struggle with this one because I actually don't like my shittiest.
You don't like that you chose it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going with my
Okay.
gut. 3, 2, 1, Vanessa. Yeah. I feel as though it's hard, but She let it get to her so much. And I feel like you didn't need to take that extra step to try and blackmail Serena. Be better than that.
I think you didn't need to take the extra step to FaceTime Jenny.
And then get involved in this triangle.
If you let it go at the party, you don't go to that school, let it go.
You don't
let
have
it
to
go.
see them like that.
You don't have to see Serena. Why don't you own NYU? And because you live with Padge, maybe you shouldn't live with him anymore.
You shouldn't live with Padge. You should focus on your own life at NYU. Find a guy and friend group that accepts and supports you and thinks that you're the Blair Waldorf of NYU. And
right. And
get over this.
And she contacted Jenny. I mean, Juliet didn't contact her.
No, Juliet has no idea who she even is.
She can't get that number.
Yeah, so it's
for
not
that,
good.
You went the extra step. I have to give it to.
Yeah, she went the extra mile just
Vanessa.
to blackmail. Vic also picked Vanessa, and Tish picked Vanessa and Juliet. Audrey and Marie also picked Juliet, and Will picked Serena. She's insufferable, he said.
I hear you, Will.
I hear ya. All right, let's go into Betty of the week.
You're a total Betty. You're a total Betty. You're a total Betty.
This week, surprisingly, we had another Katie B pledge to us. We have 3 Katie Bs.
Wow.
Katie B.
Katie B.
KTB. So welcome, Kate. In the Discord, she's Katie, but on Patreon, she's Kate. So I put Kate, our mate.
Oh, I love that.
Hey, Kate.
Kate, our
welcome,
mate.
Our mate, Kate. She's not from, down under or anything, but I thought that was fitting.
Nice.
She's our new friend, and we want to get to know you. What brought you here? What are you listening to? What are you up to? What's your birthday? Let us know. We want to get to know you, girl.
Anytime anybody pledges you, we're like, why are they here?
What do you want from us?
Not like that. It's just I can't believe one would want to.
Yes.
And we're so overly appreciative. And just today we were having dinner together and I'm like, what brought her here?
Yeah.
It's like you found us.
Yes.
So cool. Thank you.
I love that. And I feel like we've been getting a lot of people that we don't necessarily hear from on social media. And so when you hear of this Kate B or whoever it is, I'm like, wait, do we know this person? Right. Who is it? And so please tell us how you found us. We'd love to know.
We're dying to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your pledge. Okay, so title for next week. Oh, next week is fun.
Okay.
Some familiar faces in next week's episode. We have a couple of reappearances of characters that we haven't seen in a while.
Cyrus?
No, not Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
I won't confirm who anyone is.
Nelly Yuki?
No, I wish it was Nelly Yuki. Don't guess anymore.
All right.
All right, the title for next week is The Witches of Bushwick. My 3 gossip words are
3 gossip words.
Decision.
Wait, hold on.
Sorry, just right. Decision, reputation, masks.
Oh my God.
It's fun.
Do we have a date of Blair's birthday?
Oh, I think her birthday is October 18th or something like that.
Is this Halloween?
It's not Halloween. I would have loved it if it was Halloween. It would have made sense if it was Halloween, but I'm pretty sure it's not Halloween.
Okay, so the Witches of Bushwick.
Yeah.
Which really has nothing to do with the title usually. But I think the witches are Jenny.
Well, where's Bushwick?
Brooklyn.
Right.
No, I know that. We have Brooklyn Jenny.
Brooklyn Jenny. She is Brooklyn Jenny.
We have Jenny. We have Vanessa. And we have Juliet. I think Juliet is going to start staying.
That's tough.
Where is
she going to live?
Go?
Where is she going to
I
live?
wouldn't even be surprised if next week we have Vanessa living on her own, getting her own apartment, and Juliet her sharing a place. And then Jenny comes to hang out because Jenny is banned. Jenny is no longer can go to New York City, so she'll go to Brooklyn.
Ridiculous.
So the loft. Or maybe Juliet will hang out at the loft, right? And I think Padge is probably going to turn around and be like, I'm not doing this. And Serena's going to be like, but wait, I have to talk to you. And Padge is like, I can't do this again, Serena. So he's also going to go back to the loft and he's going to be like, I can't do this. And so he's going to be on their side.
And he's going to be the one to break it off. Like,
Take
I'm
down
done with
Serena.
this,
and
Serena.
he's not going to let her talk.
Ooh.
And then she'll be like, no, I have to talk. And maybe the whole episode will be like that. And maybe they'll finally talk. I'm not sure.
Okay.
At decision, I think the decision will have to come down of how far we're going to go to take her down, or he's going to have to make the decision to not keep going with Serena. Reputation, obviously, let's ruin a reputation. Let's bring down Serena. Let's bring down Blair. And then the masks, masks are just fun. So
masks are fun.
they'll just wear masks to disguise themselves. They're going to do something. They're going to fish around for something. Maybe Juliet's going to share with Vanessa and Jenny what's going on.
Her real motive.
Yeah. And they're going to have to sneak in somewhere and disguise themselves wearing masks to get information.
That's good predictions. Very good.
Thank you. We shall see.
We shall see. Will's treat this week. Gossip Girl characters as dance styles or steps. Now, you know this is my forte here, bitches. So,
Will! I mean, just the...
Oh my God, I'm reading them right now. I'm
so
dying.
specific with the category makes me live.
Yes.
Thank you, Will.
Same. Thank you, Will, for existing.
Giving life.
So we have Blair, the waltz.
Yes.
Chuck, swing dance.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Serena, the tango.
For sure.
Dan, the Charleston.
Yeah.
Nate, Texas two-step. Vanessa, the cha-cha-cha.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, contemporary ballet. Love that. Jenny, boogie woogie. Love it. Rufus, punk mosh pit. Yes, bitch.
Yes.
And Lily, classical ballet. I mean, I live and die and breathe these.
Spot on.
Yeah,
Love it all.
So good.
Thank you, Will.
They're awesome. In the description of this episode, we're going to have a Google Drive, and you can submit a Will's treat. He said it was okay. So we're going to submit this. You guys can submit Will's treats of combinations of, any category of things you want him to have a treat on.
Right.
Treat.
Like Gossip Girl characters as
blank. Whatever you
household
think would be
appliances.
great.
I would like that. Household appliances. Will.
Whatever you think would be fun.
I'll submit.
Yeah, we'll submit. We'll be the only ones on there.
Yeah.
Yes. So next week we have a guest patron. We have Vic on
Yay.
for the bushes of the bushes.
I was like,
the bushes of Bushwick.
The bushes of witches.
They are the bushes of witches.
Not
The
good.
witches of Bushwick. So super excited for that. She's a newbie like Michelle, so I'm very interested on her take on next week's episode.
Yeah.
And this is that part of the episode where I just drill in that review on iTunes. Leave us a rating and review. Maybe 5 stars would be awesome. We love to see those reviews every time we open up our email each week. So much fun to get them, and we love receiving them. We get so excited, and then also helps with the podcast so much. And we just want to thank everyone who has sent us a review. And if you haven't, maybe this is your chance. This is a little reminder. Just
think about it.
You already have your phone out. You
I
already have it
know.
there. So if you have an iPhone, it's just super easy. It's right there. Just saying. But if you were involved in After Dark, just stick with us for a few more seconds. If not, I hope you
Should
all
we go
have
on the
a
roller
great
coaster
week.
again?
Yeah. You know you love us.
XOXO.
Gossip Girls.
After Dark.
We've arrived after dark. It's almost like I feel like we're in like a 90s television show where they like jump into like the next scene. That's how I feel. We're jumped into After Dark tonight.
Hey guys, welcome.
Welcome to After Dark. Now, I made a point to say to Michelle, don't you think that Dan knows that Serena and Colin are together and that's why he bought his book? Because he's super curious. Not because Serena's been talking about him. What did Dan care about that?
Okay, does Gossip Girl know about Serena and the professor?
I don't know.
Have we, like, I'm trying to think of the narration.
I don't
from
think
her.
anyone
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
in last week's episode, in the beginning, the whole Gossip Girl spiel is Blair's birthday, but Serena's shacking up with her professor. She does say it at the end. So it's so hard. And then Tish makes a good point. Like, is Padge the one that does the narratives? Are we supposed to believe that Padge is the one that does this?
Well, that's I had that question
You know?
too, Tish, because I'm wondering, is the narration totally separate and just
Right.
part of the
Is
show?
that for the audience to just kind of get a gist of what's going on?
Filling us in, it has actually nothing to do with Gossip Girl. In the show, it's
Right.
just kind of leading us.
I know.
I'm not sure. I know we've asked this, and I thought Shanna said that what you hear, Kristen Bell's narration, is Gossip Girl.
Right.
But I don't think that is always so true.
I know. How could it be true? And that's why Tish still says, like, it has to be this some sort of server.
Well, yeah.
It's just the only thing that makes sense. And so it's like, does everyone put their own caption? I don't know. It's very tricky. The whole premise of it is tricky because you have this entity where it's supposed to be like all knowing, but then it's like it's this one single person that can't be everywhere at all times.
When you think about this episode, and if I didn't know who Gossip Girl was, it'd be really hard in this episode to pick out who it is. Because we didn't really focus that much on it. It wasn't like Gossip Girl Blast
No, there
going out.
wasn't. And it's hard when there isn't Blast because then you forget she's even a thing.
Yeah.
Or he's even a thing, I should say. We're in
They.
After Dark. I know
Yeah.
it's hard for me.
They're a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was, I didn't really, there were no clues for me this week where I was like, this is yes and this is no.
Right. The only thing that I thought of knowing that Dan is Gossip Girl is what I said. Like, he has Colin's book. So does that mean he knows about Colin? But then when he sees Colin with Serena in the car, he genuinely looks surprised.
He is surprised.
And then it just like every time he picks up his phone, like, there's a blast. He looks surprised. And it's like, okay, maybe to throw off the audience, they need to do that where they show him getting it like everyone else. So you don't
Or it's the
assume
server.
it. Or it's the server. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that was going to be posted.
But this book has been floating around. It's like it was on the Today Show, whoever show it was
right,
on.
that's true. He did see it
He
there.
saw it there. So I feel like it's just one of those things like, oh yeah, I'm reading this too.
Right.
And you know what? We still haven't seen him in school.
We still haven't seen, and he's like, and that what baffles my mind is he tells Rufus, I don't need to meet her for coffee. I'll just go meet her at campus. You're in Brooklyn. You're in Brooklyn at this. Oh no, you're not. No, he wasn't. Damn
No,
it.
yeah.
Still, it's like you don't go to that school. Why are you making your
I'm so
trips?
confused about this. Why are we not showing him
Why
in
are we-
school?
why- It's like, did he drop out after a Milo and we didn't know?
Is he taking a semester off and he's going to
Maybe,
continue in December
maybe.
because he thought Milo was going to
That's
be
true.
with him?
Maybe in the winter he'll start up again. I truly don't know. So, well, actually, I know some things. I just like had a revelation. I was like, oh wait, I know something. But
Yeah.
he bothers me so much with this Serena stuff.
Well, because
Like,
love is blind.
Love is blind, and he just keeps getting like pulled in, sucked in, and like thrown out to the wolves, and sucked in again, thrown out to the wolves again, and just.
Well, you
Oh
know,
my
the other
God.
thing is he's not in school. He's not meeting anybody.
Right, he has nothing else to do.
And not that you should be a Serena.
Maybe he is. We should. I feel like we should be seeing more Gossip Girl Blast because he has more time. On his
Yeah,
hands.
where are the blasts? That makes more sense.
But I guess it
Do
would
we,
be too obvious.
without giving too much away,
Yeah.
do we get more prospective partners for Padge, for Nate, for Serena? You don't know.
I know other prospective partners for the characters you have just said. I am super excited for one prospective character's partner, which it would be hard. Actually, you know what I can say?
Don't tell me.
I'm excited for a Padge perspective partner.
Okay.
That doesn't give anything
No,
away.
it does No, but what I'm saying is, like, how long are we going to do this? We need them to move on.
They need to move on
And if
from
you
this.
move on, let's not come back to this. Because if we're going to come back to this, that means you guys were always meant to be. But I really feel they're not meant to be.
they're not your
I don't
end
think
game
Sag
ship.
is an end game. I really don't.
Right.
If they are, prove me wrong. That'd be great.
Right. Like, show us.
Yeah.
Show us this, like, undeniable connection.
Well, that
I
would
mean,
only-
like, we see this, like...
They have a connection.
They have this connection where it's, like, this comfort and, like, first... I mean, definitely first love for him. I'm assuming first love for her as well. They were, like, 16 or 17 years old at that point. But it's, like, in between this whole bullshit, like, Dan, really? Just, like, everyone needs to just go their separate ways for now. And if you come back together, that's great. But if you don't, that's okay too.
And Nate.
Nate. They do him dirty, man.
They do.
They do.
I really wanted him to be utilized to figure out all the Juliet stuff.
Same.
And really figure out the Colin stuff, which now really there's nothing. Is Colin on the island?
Colin is on the island.
Holy shit.
And it pisses me off that he
That's
is
it.
because I feel like why you literally, it's another Trip scenario. Even though Trip's not on the island, it's almost as though he is because it's like, why do you need to even...
Wow.
Yeah, doesn't that suck?
Well, really, there's nothing.
They
left.
wrapped it up. He's like, kisses, bye.
Good luck.
Good
Thank
luck to you. Thanks for helping me get through these last 2 weeks. I quit my job for you.
You quit
It's
your
fine.
job in a month and a half? You were a professor?
Yeah, I mean, he was a guest lecturer. So he wasn't like he wasn't
Oh, true.
a permanent position. But still. And like, I still can't wrap my head around. And like, age is just a number. I understand that. There's something with like these like life places that they're both in that doesn't connect with me.
No, it doesn't.
Like, what is so fascinating about a 19-year-old that doesn't know herself in college, has this like weird, crazy, rich lifestyle, even though he sort of has that too.
He has money.
Yeah, he has like
He's
that, but he
supporting-
has that bachelor lifestyle,
Yes, but he's supporting his cousin to go to Columbia.
which is a very admirable trait to, I guess. We don't know like the history there. Like, why is he doing that for her? You know?
So I guess she's no longer in Columbia.
I guess not.
And that apartment.
And then it
would
makes
still
sense
be up.
that I guess she did actually want to go to Columbia. It wasn't because of Serena, right? That's how I'm taking it. Like, oh, they took that away from me. Like, it's a status thing, not for Serena's benefit. Like that she went there. I thought she was honestly like playing it up like she's a student and she doesn't even go there.
Same. I was really hoping
But he was paying for
she
her.
would be a con artist.
Right, but it
And-
doesn't seem that way now. Which is like, oh,
Yeah, that
Kinda
kind of
wanted it
lame.
to
I
be.
really wanted her to be like this
like
top
yeah.
shape con artist.
Yeah,
and then
same.
we're just making her human, which I
Right.
guess is nice, but I don't need another human.
Nah.
Even though none of these are really like
No, but like we don't
Relatable
need to
humans.
waste time on this character because she's not a
She's not
permanent
a-
character. She's not
Right.
in the main cast, you know? So while I find it to be interesting because I don't think anything else at this moment is interesting, in the long run of the show, like I'm probably never gonna think about her again, you know?
right.
So
Okay. We'll wait and see.
we'll wait and see. What emoji should we pick now?
Well,
Should we do... We have to like look at all the emojis.
I was like, is there a macaron? But I don't think
Oh,
there
I don't
is.
think there is.
That's so lame.
That is lame. Is there bubbles for like the bathtub? Or
Let's-
should we do something
why don't
with like...
We do a bathtub.
Oh, let's do a bathtub. That's good. So if you have made it this far, thank you so very much. Please send us a bathtub
With the
wherever that
bubbles.
may be. Yeah, a bubble bath.
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, whatever you prefer. Email. We are here to see your emojis. So.
Yes.
Until next week with Vic. Yay!
Yay.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for listening to 3 Gossip Girls. You can find us on all social media platforms at 3 Gossip Girls Pod or at 3gossipgirlspod@gmail.com.
This has been a Total Betty Media podcast, produced and edited by Michelle Rubenstein and Alyssa Tenio, music by Anthony Vicora.